You could be missing out on the easiest in-play profits in sports betting, and sportsbooks are hoping you never figure it out. They're called early payout offers, and the second they trigger, smart bettors lock in profit while everyone else fumbles it. Hey, I'm Chris, and in this video we'll show you how to use the early payout calculator to max your in-play profit just like these guys did. No guessing, no value lost. Before we fully dive into the early payout calculator, a few of you watching may be wondering, what exactly is early payout? Let me break it down. Early payout is the brainchild of Bet365 and was launched originally in the UK and Ireland back in 2016. Bet365 is one of the global pioneers of online betting, beginning in the UK in the early 2000s before expanding to several other European countries, Australia, and more recently, the USA. The founder of Bet365, Denise Coates, once paid herself over $566 million in a single year. That tells you how big the online betting industry has become. She has plenty of money, so she won't mind us taking some value. Bet365 is active in 16 states. Other sportsbooks have followed suit and offer early payout now too. BetMGM, for example, in 23 states and DraftKings in 26 states. However, Bet365 has the widest coverage of eligible games. Here's the problem. When a sportsbook offers an early payout, most bettors don't understand the edge they've just been given. Once the trigger hits, their bet is paid out as a winner even though the game isn't finished. From that point on, most people, they don't realize they're holding a risk-free position. They don't know how to price that position using live odds, and they don't know how to turn it into maximum profit. Early payout promos look generous on the surface, but if you don't know how to react in real time, you're leaving serious money on the table. The truth is, early payouts are one of the few moments in sports betting where you can take control during the game if you know exactly what to do. With the right tool, you can decide exactly how much profit to lock in and how much upside to leave running, or you can profit from that leverage, and that's where the early payout calculator comes in. By the end of this video, you'll know how to take control the second an early payout hits, lock in profit mid-game without panic or guesswork, and use the early payout calculator to squeeze more value from early payout promos than 99% of bettors. Before we jump in, if these smart betting walkthroughs help, hit like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this kind of edge. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to walk you through this with a real example. The lock-in profits you need to set up correctly before the game starts. The number one rule is, keep the calculator open on your phone or desktop with everything entered. That way, when early payout triggers, you can act instantly and lock in profit. The first thing we need to do is find a close match on Dutch Matcher. So I'm going to go to Dutch Matcher and select my Bet365 early payout filter. So on Dutch Matcher, we're looking for at least a 97% rated match. Now, 100% is ideal because this results in a $0 qualifying loss. That means a risk-free shot of winning both your bets, which is absolutely incredible. As we can see here, we've got a perfect match, 100%. Phoenix Suns at Toronto Raptors. We've got plus 160 on Bet365 on the Suns, then the hedge bet on the Raptors is minus 160 on Hard Rock. So let's put this in the early payout calculator and see how it looks. Another great benefit of the early payout calculator is we can scale it. So you can start with a $10 stake, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000 or even higher. In this example, I'm going to use 500. We just need to input the odds. So we've got plus 160 on Bet365, then we've got minus 160 on Hard Rock. As you can see here, the qualifying loss is 0. This is a true risk-free shot of winning both your bets. So what do we do now? We sit back, we can watch the game, or we can send an alert on our phone and wait for the early payout to trigger. I'm watching the game with my buddy Brian, and the Suns have just taken a 20-point lead and we're only in the second quarter. Now this is a dream scenario because we've got plenty of time for the Raptors to maybe come back into the game so we can lock in even more profit. So we return to the calculator and flip this to yes, because early payout is now being triggered. Then we need to find the best odds on the Suns money line because we need to reduce the exposure we have on the hedge bet over on FanDuel. The best odds I can find right now are minus 150 on the Suns money line, so we can type them in and we can see what our profit is looking like. So we can lock in $520 guaranteed profit right now. No matter what happens, you're going to lock that in. However, as there's still so much time left to play in the game, the Raptors could come back into it. I'm watching live, they're looking pretty good. So I can decide to cash out only 50% and leave the other 50% riding. So I do that by just sliding this over until I get to 50%. So we can see here we're going to cash out 50%. We're going to lock in $260 profit and leave the rest riding. So if the Raptors come back in and win the game, we're going to make $910. However, we can wait until later in the game and see how the Raptors are doing, seeing if we feel that they're going to come back and maybe win. If they keep on racking up the points, we can return to the early payout calculator and enter in the current Suns money line. Now, as the Raptors have come back into the game, the odds are longer now on the Suns money line. So let's say they're 200. So we enter in 200 for our remaining 50%. So now you can see for a remaining 50%, we can lock in $434 guaranteed. If the Raptors end up coming back and actually winning the game, we're going to make even more, $1,083. Now, if you remember back at the start, this was a 100% rated match, $0 qualifying loss, and a risk-free shot at winning all this fantastic money. That's how easy it is to use the early payout calculator. So this is why the early payout calculator is a must-have tool if you want to max your profit from sportsbooks. Now, there are a few different approaches you can take to further refine your strategy. You can back, hedge, sit back and hope your team triggers early payout, then the other team comes back and wins the game. This is known as a full turnaround. You win both your initial back bet on the early payout book and your hedge bet. You can also fully lock in the moment your team triggers early payout, or you can lock in some profit and leave the rest riding. The final option is to lock in profit several times in play during the game based on the hedge team's performance. It gives you total control in play, helping you lock in profit from opportunities that other bettors miss and compound a serious financial advantage over time that separates the successful bettors from the unsuccessful ones. So if you're ready to take back control and start maxing your profits from the sportsbook, start your ProfitDuel trial today using the link in the description. You'll get full access to the early payout calculator, plus our full suite of sharp betting tools, walkthrough guides, and expert support 7 days a week. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and check out our other videos on the channel for ways you can match your profit from sportsbook promos. See you next time.